Next speaker. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Next speaker. Dr. Karri Rama Reddy. All of us know about the superhuman and extraordinary genius in our fraternity. He has more than 50 degrees to his credit in various fields. If I read his entire biodata, it will take minimum 1 hour. So he has provided us a condensed form. Thank you, sir. He is the director and consultant psychiatrist of Manasa Hospital, Rajamahendravaram. He received innumerable awards, but I mentioned the important ones only. He received the most prestigious Dr. B.C. Rai National Award. And also he received Dr. D.L.N. Murthy Rao Award and Dr. J.K. Trivedi Award from IPS. He received Diamond Jubilee Award and Dr. Mendes Award from Indian Medical Association. He received Lifetime Achievement Award from Global Association of Physicians of Indian origin. He held many posts in IPS. He was IPS AP President, South Zone President, Editor of Indian Journal of Psychological Medicine. He is a PhD scholar in yoga therapy in Sri Balaji Vidyapeeth and was already awarded PhD for issues related to school education, his second PhD. He has more than 4,400 publications to his credit and treated 150,000 patients in the last 4 decades. Don't you think that the word genius is something less than what he is? Yes, we are fortunate to have Dr. Karri Rama Reddy Karri with us now to share his views on Indian Manas and Western mind. Let us welcome him.
Thank you.
Namaste, sir.
Thank you very much. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I will share. Is my screen visible?
No, awesome, sir.
Okay. Good evening, all. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. Today I'm going to speak something on Indian Manas versus Western mind, whether it is a synthesis or antithesis from psychiatric perspective. I welcome you all for this session. Let me pay my respects to Lord Krishna. Gita Jayanti greetings for all of you. And my respects to all the office bearers of IPS South Zone and also the Spirituality and Yoga Committee by offering digital bouquets to them. My respects to my fellow speakers, MS Reddy Garu, Sarma Garu and Harihar Garu by offering digital bouquets. So it is something about, we know about Western mind. We know so much about the psychoanalytic, psychodynamic aspects, and also we know a lot about the biological aspects, the brain and mind matters, and so many concepts we know about it. We are indeed bombarded with so many specialties or subspecialties or super specialties, and for the past so many decades, we are immersed in Western mind science or the so-called Western psychiatry. When we talk something about Indian Manas, I think I depend on certain things like one is Sankhya Darshan, the other one is Patanjali Yoga Darshan, and Taittiriya Upanishad, and of course Bhagavad Gita a little. Indian versus Western, whether it is thesis, that means the statements are correct, both are right, let them live apart without having any controversy. So that is one aspect of it. The second thing is antithesis, or when we combine both the things, either inhibition occurs or opposition occurs. It holds good with homeopathy. For example, all homeopathy principles are totally against the modern medicine principles. Similia similibus curantur. That means we have to produce a disease-like state. Then only the person gets the cure. We usually oppose the disease component. Second thing is more dilution, more potency. Here we don't accept that one. More strength, more efficacy, we say. So here the homeopathy and modern medicine antithesis. Either anything like Indian mind and Western mind, is there any opposition when we combine these things? Or can we synthesize something by combining these two things so that it will have additive effect or synergistic effect? So the agenda here is during this little that 20 minutes time, any scientific approach, either any need for modern psychiatry to think about or to talk about Indian psychology. Can Indian psychology fulfill the requirements if those are there? Are there any compatibility issues? What is the proof for this one? What are the future projections? We know about the deficiencies of our psychiatry. We cannot cure all the illnesses. We can improve them. And even after giving the treatment also, some deficiencies would be there. For example, chronic schizophrenia, negative symptoms would be remaining. For example, some depressive person may not have the total perfect premorbid personality, like at least in some. So similarly, many illnesses or even dementias and intellectual deficit disorders, we have many lacunae. Can we fulfill these lacunae with this ancient knowledge? So I start with Sankhya Darshan, and I'm not going to speak at length. See, Purusha is our Jivatma or ourselves, and the Prakriti is the one which is around us. The interaction between these two things. Total 25 elements, that's why it is called Sankhya, or it is the expert or excellent knowledge. That's why it is called Sankhya, the people say. So here Purusha and the Prakriti is the whole other 24 elements in the form of, say, the Mahat, Ahankara, and the Chitta, the Manas, and the 5 Jnanendriyas, 5 Karmendriyas, and 5 Tanmatras, 5 Maharbhutas, and all. So when we go into a bit detail, so the Prakriti manifest, here the Buddhi is the individual one, Mahat is the universal one. Some people try to distinguish this one. And the Chitta is the one which is mainly responsible for major problems. And the Ahankara is the ego one. And the mind is the operating system which is responsible for coordinating Jnanendriyas, Karmendriyas, and the Tanmatras and Maharbhutas. So this is the thing, the basic structure of the Indian psychology as per Sankhya system. So that I think we have to learn about that one. Apart from these, even 3 gunas also. The Manas, depending upon the guna, which at that time, which is operating, and the person's behavior would be naturally changing. It may be Sattva guna, or it may be Raja guna, or it may be Tamo guna. Tamo guna is the lazy one, Rajo guna is the emotional one, and Sattva guna is the cognitive one with wisdom. So the main structure is, see, Freud talks about the topographical view and structural view. Structural, the ego, superego, topographic, conscious, unconscious, pre-conscious, etc. Here also we have got the structure of the mind in the form of Chitta, Manas, Ahankara, and the Buddhi. When we compare with computer, I think what we can say is Chitta is hard disk and RAM. So it is a memory storage like, and both hard disk secondary memory and also the primary memory like RAM. So it would be something like both conscious and unconscious memory, the storage one. Buddhi is the controller, the decision maker, which will be advising it. Whereas Manasi is something like motherboard and operating system. motherboard and operating system will be coordinating all the things and operating the things, input to devices, output devices, what to do, when to do, which is the priority. So all the things the manas would be doing like a motherboard in the computer. And ahankara, the ego or I feeling, so that is the administrator of the whole system. So this compared to the computer. Compared to our modern psychology also, Chitta is both conscious and unconscious mind, reservoir of the memories. And the manas is the executive functions. And buddhi is superego. Ahankara is ego. I think broadly we can compare these things in this way. And another thing is Taittiriya Upanishad says about the Panchakoshas. Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, and Anandamaya Kosha. Annamaya Kosha is the anatomy, and Pranamaya Kosha is the physiology. Manomaya Kosha is the psychology, we can say. Vijnanamaya Kosha is the ethics, we can say. And Anandamaya Kosha is the bliss, which is the transitionary phase between the self and the universal consciousness. So Atma is lying underneath the layers, is it? No, it is not lurking there. Atma is also having the wider scope and it is spread. So that's why the people say that, shall we go from the kosas, the body is the Annamaya Kosa. So Pranamaya Kosa is inside it, is it? Manomaya Kosa is still inner to it, is it? So the journey is inward, is it? Some people think, or most of the people think. But some people say, no, it is there is nothing like that. Even we can imagine that Annamaya Kosa is this one, and the outer layer is Pranamaya Kosa, still outer layer is Manomaya Kosa. That way I think we can discuss, people say. That's why here we see both, for example, Anandamaya Kosa, that is the innermost or the outermost. Vijnanamaya Kosa, the second innermost or the second outermost. Manomaya Kosa in the middle. And Pranamaya Kosa, the same analogy. And Annamaya Kosa, so this is the one. So this way, either the layers can be imagined outside or the layers can be imagined inside. And see, where is the mind? If somebody asks, the usual, the traditional, the common way is mind is there in the brain. But the modern way of thinking is mind is everywhere in the body. Even every cell also contains the mind. They say, is it not? Similarly, every cell also contains panchakoshas. And structural existence, Annamaya Kosa, the functional mechanisms, cellular memories, Manomaya Kosa, intelligent feedbacks, Vijnanamaya Kosa, systematic interactivity, that is the Anandamaya Kosa. Even at the cellular level also we can find the Panchakoshas. With this basic, the structure and the functional things of the Indian manas, let us go in what way it is going to help us. Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha. Chitta is the main thing which is responsible for all the memories, all the samskaras, all the monkish things and so on. So all the vrittis, Nirodha means, so those will be, the turbulences would be controlled so that it becomes tranquil. So this is what the aim of the Yoga Sutras or Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, the aim of that one, the goal of that one. The Chitta would be having 5 vrittis. So that means the 5 places where the Chitta would be, there are the 5 times where Chitta would be operating is. The one is the Pramana. That means the things which we are experiencing, right? What we really believe. Yes, I see it, I hear it, or I suspect it, or I heard from my people. So it is Pramana. So the things which are right are considered to be the Pramana, that knowing correctly. Whereas Viparyaya, knowing incorrectly, it is something equal to our illusions. That means the snake is mistaken for rope, or rope is mistaken for snake. So that is knowing incorrectly is something nearer to our illusion. I can't say that it is real illusion. Even Vikalpa also, it is imagining the things, and Bhranti like, Bhranti Darshan like. So it is also, I think we can equate it with a hallucination. And Nidra, or Susupti says, here the Swapna stage is not described. I think it includes the thing. Smritis are the recollections of the memories. So these are the 5 things in which the Chitta would be operating. So the Chitta, the problem is the person is loaded with samskaras. So because of his karmas, he is loaded with samskaras. The samskaras, as he does karmas, for example, he started drinking. So as he started drinking, he gets more and more samskaras about drinking or gambling or fighting with the people. So impressions would be there. So those are the latent things which are operating. And certain things, the samskaras would come out as tendencies or the vasanas and lead to the vrittis, thought patterns, and actions of the karmas. So things would be happening this way. It is something like Pandora's box, which would be having so much load from past births or past karmas. Chitta bhumis also, Chitta bhumis are the way the mind is there at that particular juncture. Like, for example, if the mind is dull, then it is mood or dull or inert state. When it is kshipta, it is totally distracted like a monkey. The dull is like a donkey and the kshipta is like a monkey. And vikshipta is partially distracted. That means like a butterfly which may stand still for some time or may fly. And ekagrata is one-pointed state and niruddha is a controlled state. Here, these things also are compared with the gunas also. This moda is tamasika, that means the dullness, totally dullness, and kshipta is purely rajas, that means all emotional and all totally distractible. Whereas vikshipta, a little sattva and a little rajo, both mix it together. That's why some calmness and some agitation. Whereas ekagrata is pure sattva and pure concentration. Whereas niruddha is a state where there will not be even sattva guna also, the total standstill light. So that is the ultimate what we are supposed to gain that one. And the things which are the hindrances for our progress are so called kleshas. The 5 kleshas are the avidya is ignorance. Avidya is ignorance of what? Ignorance of what is permanent, what is temporary, what is real, what is imaginary, what is pure, what is impure, what is pious, what is sinner. So this type of inability to distinguish is avidya. When avidya is there, it leads to asmita. So everything is me only. This body is me. So this is mine. This pen is mine. This project is mine. So this type of asmita or egoism. And we develop raga, attraction towards certain things. We develop dvasha, hatredness towards certain things. And also we get abhinivesa, that means clinging on. Everybody in the world may die. I won't be dying. I'll be like this only. My family members won't die. I won't be getting any cancer and I'll be happy. So this type of clinging, this is abhinivesa. So these things are the things which are the kleshas which we have to overcome. While overcoming, there will be so many antarayas described, like vyadi, sthana, and so on. So our time doesn't permit thinking about the things. And also, our ancient shastras describe about the chakras also. Shat chakra and the ultimate, the 7th chakra is Sahasrara. So these chakras, the Kundalini energy and the Ida Pingada and the Sushumna Nadis. So all these things are described in detail and pondering about or meditating about, and each chakra in what way it is going to help Jnanendriyas, Karmendriyas, Tanmatras, and the qualities, and also even the chakras also in relation to endocrines. For example, Visuddha chakra, thyroid, or the pituitary, Ajna chakra. So this way, by concentrating on that one or by meditating on that one, can we improve these endocrinal things also? That means the synthesis between the ancient knowledge and the modern knowledge. And Panchakoshas, for example, how the pathology is described by the people. dissociation we use for our conversion and dissociation, the hysterical position states and all. Disassociation, that is the word used. The disassociation between one kosha and another kosha is responsible for all the psychosomatic illnesses. This is particularly called by Nara concept. Dr. Swami Geetananda Giri is a medical doctor, and he has described this particular concept. Of course, because of his foreign accent, he calls it as a Nara concept, but his meaning is Nara concept. In what way Nara is different from Narayana? Because of the disassociation between the koshas. When there is a disassociation between one kosha and another kosha, the problem really occurs. And how to solve the problem? By doing all the things. See here in this picture, you can say psychic disassociation between one layer and another layer, responsible for lack of or passage of the universal energy into the body freely, leading to the problems. So here in this particular slide, you can say Adi Vyadi. The Adi starts in the Manomaya kosa, mental agitations. And when it goes to Pranamaya level, haphazard flow of prana and unstable nadis. And in Annamaya kosa, hypocellular activity is called Ajirna Tattvam, and hypercellular activity is Atijirna Tattvam, and altered cellular activity is Kujirna Tattvam, and ultimately leading to Vyadi, the physical ailments. So here, the psychic phase is between the disassociation between Vijnanamaya and Manomaya. The psychosomatic phase is Manomaya and Pranamaya kosha. And when there is a disassociation between Pranamaya and Annamaya, it is the somatic phase. And when it has settled in Annamaya kosha, so organic damage occurs. So this is the way he has hypothesized, and he has proven also in certain cases how he has treated with particularly treating the pranamaya kosa with pranayamas, asanas with asanas, annamaya kosa, and so on. So here also Patanjali's Ashtanga, niyamas and yamas. Yamas and niyamas, how beautiful those are. If one follows yamas and niyamas, the whole world will be peaceful, and I would be happy. And the etiquette I have to follow in the world, in the society, are all yamas in the form of ahimsa, satyam, asteyam, brahmachari, aparigraha. So what a beautiful concepts these are. And the niyamas, how to keep myself right. So these are all for social health. Pranayamas and asanas for physical health. Dharana and pratyahara and dharana for mental health. And dhyana and samadhi for spiritual health. So all the dimensions of health are covered with Ashtanga Yoga. And Bhagavad Gita I'm not going to touch, but Samatvam Yoga Uchyate, equanimity, stability, harmony, balance, equipoise. So what more are needed for mental health? And so many things like achara, vichara, ahara, vihara, vyavahara, yuktahara, vihara. So this way, how one has to be clean, one has to be healthy. All the components are described. See, in psychotherapy, almost all the modern things are covered. Jnana yoga, systems theory, and desensitization. Systems theory, we know that we are all part of the bigger systems, super systems. Super systems are there. God is nothing but super system. And we have got subsystems and subsystems. So this is nothing but Advaita, that is Jnana. We are part of the Aham Brahmasmi. So that is the Jnana Yoga. So when we know about that thing, we will not have any fear of death at all. So it produces desensitization for death. And Bhakti Yoga, God is there to take care of everything. We are displacing all our sorrows, angers, everything. Sometimes we scold God, we pray God, we show affection towards God as if He is our friend. So this type of displacement of all the mundane sorrows Bhakti Yoga, Raja Yoga, introspection of ourselves and concentration about the inner powers. Karma Yoga, the detachment. You do your work and don't worry about the result. So this type of beautiful concepts and control of the emotions. So all are there which we can use in this psychotherapy. And also Chitta Prasadanam, Maitri with Sukhi, friendship with happy people. When Dr. Ram Reddy got an award, so you should be happy because you should be having the friendly Maitri with him, not to feel jealousy about him. And Karuna with Dukhi, compassion with sad. Somebody had developed some problem. So show Karuna with him. And Mudita with Punya, feel happy for virtuous, those who are doing very good things. Feel happy. Daily, Sarma Garu and Harihar Garu devoting so much of time for us. Feel happy about the punya they are doing. When somebody is doing harm to you, some people are there who always keep on scolding the Hindutva and Hindu gods. So they do not have any other work than that one. So only simple thing is upekshana rather than fighting with them. So this type of chitta prasadanam, so that we can have happiness. And yoga benefits, so many benefits are there. And mechanisms are like calming effect, increasing awareness, increasing span of attention and all. Salutogenesis is the one that is not the pathogenesis. Our modern medicine talks about pathogenesis. Salutogenesis talks about the well-being, prevention, not only prevention, the promotion of health. So that is the thing which our Indian psychology talks about. Utility in the prevention of disease and promotion of positive physical things. Our Balaji Vidyapeeth University, our CITER department has been renamed as Institute of Salutogenesis and Complementary Medicine. So that is the first institute in India to talk about salutogenesis. So now I spend 5 minutes whether it is scientific or not. What is science? It should be objective, systematic, logical, cumulative, transmissible, verifiable, replicable, predictable, generalized. So all these qualities should be there. But here to compare our ancient wisdom with the modern thing, the rules of the game are different. On one side of the net, volleyball people are there. On the other side, ball badminton people are there. How can they play together? So this is the thing. Here we have got certain pramanas, sources of knowledge. Some 7 are there, but okay, the important things are Pratyaksha Pramana, Anumana, Upamana and Sabda. So I'll be talking about those things only. Pratyaksha Pramana, even modern people and ancient people, they accept. And Anumana Pramana, okay, modern people accept, ancient people also accept. Because there is smoke, so there must be some fire. And analysis, okay, both of them accept because, okay, aeroplane has to be made on the analogy of bird flying and all. Okay, till that one. The problem comes with Sabda Pramana. See, somebody said some Vedas or Upanishads or Puranas. How can you believe them? He might have had hallucinations. He might have had some thought disorder. And why are you talking about that one? How can we believe that? How can you say that it is authority? So that is the modern argument. And the ancient argument, no, those are the things which are the divine, which are the sacred, which are the things which have to be believed. So here the problem comes. So here we have to offer evidence-based experiments and all. Just to go to PubMed and type it. And go to PubMed and yoga therapy key in, and you find 7,259 results. PubMed is not an ordinary thing. Unless this is published in a standard journal, they won't accept it. They won't index it. 7,000 publications are there. Some people, I do not understand whether it is stupidity or something. Either any single person who is benefited with yoga, the people argue. Can't say anything about that one. So many publications are there. And if you just see this one, yoga therapy, last 1 year itself, 738 results are there. So out of them, maybe some 10% or 5% may be having neutral or negative results. but the rest of them are all positive. And schizophrenia, depression, anxiety, psychosomatic disorders, so many things are getting benefited. And in my study also, chronic schizophrenia with negative symptoms and cognitive symptoms, so good results. Gita is the best psychotherapeutic tool ever produced in the history, according to Dr. Venkobrao and Dr. J.S. Neki. And also, Dr. N.C. Surya, the director of NIMHANS, he ultimately, after retirement, he became a yogi of Pondicherry. He spent all his time there as an ascetic there. He's very well known. I personally listened to his personal autonomy and instrumental accuracy. And the apex institutes like NIMHANS and Yasvyasa Deemed University or Balaji University with NAAC A++ grade. So these people are combining modern medicine with yoga. So these are in this way they are getting benefited by adding this one. So integrating Indian manas with Western mind is beneficial. The things will be more efficient, and I think we can fill the gaps or lacunae of our Western science with the Indian or ancient wisdom, I believe. And I think I have taken enough of your time. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. So nice of you. I close my presentation.
Sir, thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Rama Reddy Karri. A wonderful lecture. Now, I will introduce the two other speakers who simultaneously do the activity.